Hello, my fellow human, and welcome back to Scatter Love Tarot with your girl, coming at you with another pick a card reading. Today we are going to do one. I haven't actually done one of these. I don't think ever actually on the channel. And we're going to do who are you going to marry and when? So I'm excited to see what comes through. I've been trying to get this one out for a while, but there's been some other channeled messages that have come through that were more, taking more precedence than this one. However, let's go ahead and get this one underway and see what comes through. First things first, they are general readings, so please take what resonates and leave what does not, knowing that as you interact with the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing down below, it does allow me an opportunity to directly connect with your energy and get you out more resonant readings. If you are interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find everything you need down below in the links in the description box, where you can email me for a personal reading and I'll get you out further information from there. You may also follow me on over to my podcast at Scatter Love Radio, which is just a fun, chill hangout session with yours truly. And I do hope to see you over there. Memberships are now up and live. If you're wanting to know more about those, there's a join button down by where the subscribe button is or was. If you click on that, it will show you the levels that I do have available, as well as the options that come with each level. Okay, for those of you that are returning, welcome. Thank you so much for your continued support on the channel and being here and a part of this magical tribe. I'm just so blessed to have each and every one of you here. And if you are new, this is a reminder that we are all here sharing this human experience, and that this is a safe space to come as you are, your most authentic, high vibrational self. All right, perfect. So let us go ahead and get into the prayer, and then we will go ahead and draw cards. So happy New Year, everyone. I know this is already, the second weekend by the time this gets posted, but happy New Year. I hope everybody's having a phenomenal year so far, and that you all are taking steps towards making your dreams come true. All right. My beloved source, is prayers for any and all who come onto this video and into this space. I ask that you open our hearts to those dreams that we're looking towards, to the love that we're looking towards knowing what it is that is meant for us. Sometimes this journey is very lonely. It's very distanced. It's very disconnected from the world around us. And especially in times now, it's harder than ever to really truly connect with others on a very emotional and even spiritual level. But we know that you have somebody set out for each of us, that there is somebody that we get to connect with in this way, and that if we listen to our hearts and our intuition, you will draw us ever closer to them, as well as drawing them ever closer to us. So I ask that for those of us that are asking for love, for those of us that just want a partner in crime in this life, that want somebody to stand by us and believe in us so that we can stand by and believe in them, I ask that you bring us to this part of our lives where we can, with open arms, invite that in and receive that which you have created just for us. To believe and have faith in this process, and to trust your divine timing, that knowing that it's not about when we want it or when we feel we deserve it. It's about you opening us up to when it's right for us. And may this acceptance lay upon our hearts in a place of grace, and a place of peace and harmony and deep inner understanding. As these words are spoken unto this reading and into this space, so shall they be. Amen. Aho, Ase. Thank you, thank you, thank you, my beloved source. Thank you so much. All right. So let me go ahead and get that set up over there. We are burning frankincense. This has been the scent I've stuck with for a little while. We're going to draw cards from the crystal cards today. I've already got them shuffled. So source for pile number 1, what crystal card will help us better understand who pile number 1 is going to marry and when? For pile number 1, Source, who is pile number 1 going to marry and when? Okay, thank you. And for pile number 2, Source, what crystal card will help us better understand who pile 2 is going to marry and when? Who is pile 2 going to marry and when? Okay, not this one. Thank you. And for pile number 3, Source, what crystal card will help us better understand who pile number 3 is going to marry and when? Who's pile 3 going to marry and when are they going to marry them, Source? What crystal card will help us better understand that? Okay. Perfect. We have Tiger's Eye on the bottom. Place this powerful stone on the third eye during meditation. The high vibrations from the earth and the sun enhance psychic abilities. This has been carried as a protective amulet for centuries, and it brings courage and energizes the spirit and balances the chakras. Tiger's Eye has found me and left me. And found me again. Tiger's Eye is a very powerful one. Sometimes it wants to move on to other people, though, so we have to let go of those ones that we've been holding on to for a while so we can let new ones come in. Let me make sure this is in frame. All right, so for pile number 1, we have this beautiful dark piece of amethyst here. Let's see if it's gonna, there we go. All right. And for pile number 2, we have this beautiful piece of rose quartz. It's a very light color. And then for pile 3, we have this piece of sodalite. Okay, so we have pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Whichever one you're drawn to, that should be the pile for you. And with that being said, I'll see you over on your chosen piles. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this beautiful piece of amethyst, this is a very dark piece of amethyst, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, this is going to be who are you going to marry and when? First things first, these are general readings, so please take what resonates and leave what does not, knowing that as you interact with the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing below, it does allow me an opportunity to directly connect with your energy and get you out more resonant readings. Also, if you are interested in supporting the channel further, you will find all the links necessary below in the description box where you can email me for a personal reading and I'll get you out further information from there. You can also follow me on over to my podcast at Scatter Love Radio, which is just a fun, chill hangout session with yours truly. I do hope to see you there. And memberships are now up and running, so if you're curious about those, there's a join button down below where the subscribe button is or used to be. If you click on that, it will show you the options available as well as the levels that are there and the options for each of those levels. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for the continued support. If you're new here, just remember that we are all here having that human experience and that this is a safe space to come as you are, as your most high, authentic, loving self. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into it and see if we can kind of get some energy from the dice as to who this person is. So, Source, can you tell us more about who pile number 1 is going to marry? What messages can you bring to us, Source? Who is pile number 1 going to marry? Who's pile number 1 going to marry, Source? What would you like to tell pile number 1? Okay, ooh, I like this already. We've got the 9th house Sagittarius energy in Uranus. This is someone who is making strides in the spiritual community. Okay, and that may resonate well with you because you might be somebody who is also very highly spiritual. But with ninth house and Sagittarius energy coming out, do you have somebody who's very adventurous, who loves to travel, somebody who's a truth seeker, who is always seeking the not the next best thing. This is someone who's always trying to deepen their understanding of the universe, the cosmos, the way things work. It wouldn't surprise me if this is somebody who studies quantum physics or is just very much into the theoretical sciences. This is somebody who is very, very high energy. Like, you're going to have really high energy, very charismatic and very outgoing, and seem like they're so lucky. Like, everything they touch turns to diamond, right? And you might be like, whoa, that's a little bit too much for me, because I do feel like you're kind of on the softer side of the energy, so you're not quite as outgoing. But I do feel like they're going to complement you very well. This is somebody who may be an influencer, right? They may influence the community. They may influence a large crowd of people online, and they may do it through religion, spirituality, philosophy. This is someone who has some very unique ideas that they share with the world, and the world is very, very receptive to them. This is someone who may have a doctorate. This is someone who could be a lawyer. They could be in publishing books, and that's, again, it's whatever it is that they do, it affects or touches a lot of people, like their hearts, their minds, their lives, right? So they're definitely connecting with a lot of people. They're very wise. This is even someone who could be a prophet, right, of some sorts. Like, they could have prophecy, they could have very vivid dreams. This is someone who could be a divination of some sorts. It's like this is just somebody who's very open to all things spiritual, all things that are unique, and of seeking the higher truth. This is somebody who likes to wander, right? Not like wander away from relationships or anything like that. They just like to experience the world. Just someone who loves to live. They love living. They could be very wealthy. They are very open-minded. They're very ambitious and very moral. This is someone who's going to have honor, integrity, honesty, and just be an overall well-rounded individual. This is someone who's a little bit unpredictable, and they like to rebel against societal norms. They are not someone who follows in line with societal constructs. So they may not want to actually be married physically, like with the contract, but they may consider your relationship as a marriage, right? This is like somebody who's going to tell you, I don't need a contract to tell you what my responsibilities are with you or what it is that you mean to me. And this is someone who really believes that, and they're going to honor that. It's their word is their bond, right? Is it? I got two things in this world. I got my world. My word and my balls, and I don't break them for no one. Okay, Scarface. This may be somebody who is Cuban. Is he Cuban? I think so. I think he was Cuban, and so they could be Cuban. They could be, Latin American. I would say Hispanic, but I know some people, it's just not really politically correct. So they could just be from Latin America. They could have they could be a Spaniard. They could be Mexican. They could have Latin descent in their blood, or they are from one of the Latin countries. They could even be Italian, I'm hearing. This is somebody, they could be an astrologist or astronomer as well. Okay. They're very much about helping people, though. They want to help people think free. It's like, this is going to be somebody who comes in and says, you know what? Free thinking is still isn't illegal. So let's be as free-minded as we possibly can. Like, this is going to be somebody who raises you up into a higher vibration even, and you're going to raise them up too. It's not just one-sided, right? Like, they're going to have traits that maybe you lack that's going to complement you very well, and you're going to have traits that they lack that's going to complement them very well. So we're going to get, and I'm going to ask my original tarot, we're going to get some more information about this person. So the good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful, the wondrous, the joyous, and everything, and see what comes through, just to kind of understand this person as a whole and the dynamic, right? We can't always get the good. We need to know what we're getting into, and we need to know this person. You know, because even we have our faults, right? We can say and consider that we're the best of the best, but at the end of the day, we all are human and we still have our faults. So first, let's get a little bit more information about who this person is. We will get to the win. I actually have time cards today that I'm going to bring out to discover the win. So we'll get to those in the oracle cards. Okay, so source, who is pile number 1 going to marry? What can you tell us about this person? Tell us about their life. Tell us about them, what they're going through, what's happening, who they are as a whole. Who is pile number 1 going to marry? Okay, thank you. Who's pile number 1 going to marry? I do feel like right now they are having a hard time in life because there's something that's falling apart. Okay, so whether you're with them or not, it doesn't matter. It's just that there's this energy that something is falling apart, falling away. Who's pile number 1 going to marry, source? Wow, okay, thank you. All right. Who's pile number 1 going to marry, source? Thank you. Who's pile number 1 going to marry, source? Thank you. Yeah. So definitely something they're going through right now. We have the 2 of coins on the bottom of the deck in the reverse. And this just talks about being able to do, I'm sorry, this is actually in the upright. This is just talking about having so many things going on and having so many twists and turns and not knowing what is up next. So they're definitely healing a huge aspect of their life right now. They're going through it. Yeah, they're surrounded by a lot of negativity, a lot of hurtful people, a lot of people who are trying to drag them down. And this is something that they're trying to overcome. I do also feel with this 5 of Swords in the reverse that they themselves are dealing with a lot of internal negativity that they're trying to purge, right? They're trying to let go of here. They're trying to really release this and not be affected too much by it. And I feel like this is something that's very karmic by nature for them. This is something that they've had to go through quite a bit in life. This is something that they've had to deal with for a long time. And it could be that they're having a hard time making a decision in regards to what is the next step for them, but they are going to get there. They're going to have that enlightenment and understanding that comes. It's like therapy for them, right? Healing of, I don't know, this could be family or friends. This could be from a past relationship. This could be something that was revealed to them all of a sudden that they didn't quite know how to handle. And now they're really trying to find that balance, right? And it's because of that they're bringing it to their everyday life. And I feel like that's part of what is bringing them closer to the world around them, right? There's been something in their life that has been very oppressive. Something that has been very oppressive. And them letting that be part of their life overall. Yeah, it's a very emotional item here. Ooh, it's been making them feel hopeless. Wow. So they are going through it. Like, that's what I was feeling at the very beginning when I was shuffling. Like, they're just really going through it, not wanting to face the reality of this situation right now. Not wanting to face the hardships that they're going on, right? It's almost like if I look the other way, maybe it'll just go away, right? It's like when we have the 4 of Cups, we're talking about something close to home. It is ruled by Cancer. I believe it's a 3rd. I'm not sure if you say it deacon or decan. I know people say it differently, but I learned it as deacon, so I'm not sure. I'm just going to go with how I learned it. But it is in the 3rd decan in Cancer, and so it's like that tail end. It's almost like this is what has developed their familial traits, and to face that's the root of our being, you know. And the 4 is a very stable number. It's strength, structure, and stability. But when you have it in the reverse, it's like you don't want to build stone castles on a sand foundation, But that's exactly what's happened here. It's been built on sand, and now the water and the tides are coming in to wash it away. And so this is somebody who's not at the moment in a place where they can truly love, because they're really trying to get through problems with the family, the discord that's been there. It's like these social structures that aren't allowing them to be more adaptable and flexible on their journey. And they're really trying to overcome that. But it has left them in this place of feeling hopeless. It's left them in this place of going back and forth. It's like they're emotionally preoccupied in their feelings right now. It's like right now, see, both of these have the Two of Cups in them. Right? Both of these have the Two of Cups. And since it's in the reverse, it's like one-sided love. They could be ending a relationship right now. Again, this does point towards family. So maybe they built a family with someone else. They have kids with someone else. And so right now they are trying to heal this, but they're in this place of having the Two of Cups. You have a lot of water coming out. Even though this is Aquarian energy, this is Sagittarius energy, there's still a lot of water being highlighted here in this journey for them. It's like healing those emotional wounds on a deep, deep level, and not knowing like that they were always giving to everyone else. And now they're like in this place of, it's almost like feeling sorry for themselves. Like, oh my gosh, I gave to everybody else but to myself. Like, poor me, 13:31 on the clock. But at the same time, it's that same energy that's going to help them move to the next level. It's going to help them understand that they've been putting themselves in a very dangerous situation. They've been putting themselves in a very abusive situation, an emotionally abusive situation, that they've lacked boundaries, that they have been basically squandering their energy to other people, that they've been giving themselves fully to others without having proper care for themselves. And it's been difficult, right? This is something they've not been able to balance here. When you think of Temperance, when Temperance is in the upright, I love this because Temperance falls in line right before the Devil card, right? You have the 14 and then the Devil's the 15, and you have like the angels and demons, okay? And hang with me, I'm not trying to make this dark, but it's like you have to become very enlightened and be able to balance out the good and the bad within our own internal demons, so that when we face the Devil card, which is next on the journey, we know that we can make it through there because we've actually looked at ourselves in the mirror, right? And it's a very powerful energy here. And that's what they're struggling with right now. It's like maybe they spent years with this person. They could have spent, 5 years, 10 years, 20, 30, 40 years with this person. And now it's falling apart. And now, or they're coming to the realization that they were the only one to give love in this situation, that they were the only one to give any kind of energy, and it wasn't returned. And it's like, I put all this energy in and it was for nothing, right? So now they feel disappointment, and now they feel hurt and let down. And that's all they can think about is how much time they put into this without getting a return. It's like, I invested all my money and I got nothing back. I lost everything. All that time is wasted. But what they're not yet learning is that this was actually part of their healing process. This was to help bring them into understanding what it is that they went through as a child, so that they could come into a very high vibrational love with you. I feel like it's a very high vibrational love. They're very spiritual by nature, and that could have been it too. Like if they were religious of any sorts, they could have been like one and done. I'm only going to get married once and I'm done. And that may be why they're not in that energy any longer. Like, I don't want to get married again, but I also don't need marriage to show that I can be loyal and honest and honorable to you. And that might also aid in the excitement of your relationship, because either one of you have that ability to leave at any one time, and there's no ties, right? And sometimes that's hard because so many people want that marriage. They want the contract. But at the end of the day, it's like if you love somebody with the contract or without the contract, that's the thing is the contract doesn't create love, right? It's just something that we do as humans to say, this is my label, right? It's a label. And, you know, in fact, if you know, I think it's Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn. They've been together for years and years and years, and neither one of them's gotten married, but they've never stopped loving each other deeply. And I feel like that's the thing. Like, if you see them play together, they play together in a lot of movies. They act together in a lot of movies, and you see their love come through in the movies. It is the most incredible thing. But sometimes it's like, the emotional ego wants what everyone else has, but that's here we see they're breaking apart from that societal construct, which marriage is a societal belief. Because marriage does not mean faithfulness. Marriage does not mean that I'm going to be there for you even when you get sick. Some marriages fall apart when somebody gets sick or when somebody gets hurt or whatever it is. This is somebody who's going to be completely honest with you 100% of the time, and they're not going to let something so small as marriage get in the way of how they feel about you. The heart of the matter, 22. So you may see 222 a lot when this person's wondering about you. I don't feel like you two know each other. Okay, and if you do, it's like you're not like, you're more like acquaintances than anything else right now, okay? Because there's just a lot going on with them. There's more going on than meets the eye. So it's like you may have felt this attraction to somebody and wondered about it, but then it's like they kind of just disappeared, and you're like wondering like, okay, well, what was that? And you're like, well, that's cool. I'm just going to move on with my day-to-day life. And we have demonstrate love with number 48. Demonstrate love. Find out what is important to those you love and act on it. This is someone who's going to give gifts as love language. This is also someone who's going to see they're going to see you, right? They're going to see what it is that makes you tick. This is someone who's very, very loving and deep. And this will be a heart-centric connection. Yeah, okay, so we have dolphin spirit. And it's interesting because for me, dolphins do represent soulmates. That's just my experience with dolphins, what I've learned on my own journey. So, you know, take it as it resonates for you. But again, we have number 20 coming out here. So 222, source coming in with some heavy hitters today. This and that are true. And so it's like this is just saying it is as it is. And it is right where it is right now. It's like you may be in this energy like, well, they need to hurry up and get into my life. And it's like, well, that's not fair because they have some healing to do and they have to go through it. You don't want them to come in with this heavy baggage. This is very heavy baggage, what they're going through right now, okay? Just like that, like you wouldn't want them to rush you through your healing or your grieving. Like that feels so wrong, right? Like, well, that's not very loving at all. It's because it's a very emotional, egoic place to come from. Like, I want. And the avarice is overtaking the compassion in the situation. And so Source is reminding you to stay in a place of compassion always. Always remind yourself, like, not trying to rush the situation, not trying to make things hurry up, because there's a level of compassion that needs to be had here. Okay, and I do feel like you both are very spiritually connected to Source. And that's something that's very profound because I think that you guys actually talk to each other in your dreams. Oh my gosh, look at on the bottom of the deck. I didn't know this was here. Watch your words. Exactly. I didn't know that was there. I just flipped it over right now. And this is confirming what I was saying, like, don't be in this space, well, they need to hurry it up. Because I feel like they're going to feel that. All right? And there's something powerful about the number 45, because as I was talking about, it was 20:45 on the clock. So 45 is a very powerful number. This person could be 45. They could have been in this connection for 45 years. You could be 45. You could be 40. Yeah, Green Man synergy. This is definitely a very heart-centric connection. But without one, the other ceases to exist. And that's exactly what this card talks about. It's like, without trees, we wouldn't exist. And without us, trees wouldn't exist. It's that idea of that perfect exchange that's in balance, you know. It's like, or the bees, right? Bees are what pollinate the flowers, and the flowers, because the bees have pollinated them and they've grown all over, they give bees nectar so they can make honey. It's this equal give and take, and honey is the gold that bees live on. That's their life, right? They make it, that's what they eat, that's their life is honey. And so that's what it feels like here. It's like they had to go through this broken-hearted situation in order to understand what it was that they really wanted. You know, we have a lot of heart chakra energy here, a lot of new beginnings coming through, a lot of love coming through as well. It's in the process of unfolding. But again, with lotus flower, you have this idea of growing from the muck and the mud. And isn't it interesting that these cards, look at the color scheme. You have green and green, and you have this purple pink and this purple pink here. Very, very, very synchronistic already. And this is just saying, like, this is a connection from source, right? This feels like crown chakra energy to me, as well as heart chakra, because pink can represent heart chakra. It can also represent the earth star chakra, I believe is what it's called. And it's like that energy of really being connected on a higher level through the heart. And so there's a beautiful connection that the two of you have. There's no need to fear what's coming next, because what's coming is going to be exactly as it's meant to be. Well, okay, I guess you're getting two of these. Okay, on the bottom we have house 2, physical security, possessions, material values, and self-worth. So right now they're learning their worth. Okay, they're learning their worth. They're building up their physical possessions in life as well, and they're doing their best. Cancer, this could be a Cancerian coming in, could absolutely be an Aquarius, a Sagittarius. They could have Cancer in Venus, Sagittarius in Venus, Cancer in Uranus, or in the 9th house. Okay. So we have nurture, comfort, and protection. Like, this is someone who's going to be there protecting you. And again, someone who's very emotional. And so if this is a Cancer, if this is someone who has Cancer highly aspect in their chart, like they could have 3rd and 4th house in Cancer. They could have the moon in the 3rd and the 4th house. They could have a lot of very watery energy in those houses representing family and siblings. And so with them, if this is the case, this falling apart is like, it feels like the end of the world for them. Cancer is the mother of the zodiac. And so anything that falls apart regarding family, marriage, life, it's like, it feels like it's their whole world is being destroyed. Look at that. Whoa, I did not know that that's what this was. Okay, so we've got the 4th house coming through, cultural and family roots, home, peace, and comfort. Yeah, so it's definitely their home life that's being affected right now, okay? That's this person. They're a loving person. They're very kind. It means the world to them. That's what I'm saying. Like, for them, it's not about the contract. To them, it's about actions. Actions will always speak louder than words. That's what I'm hearing with this person. Okay, so I'm going to get one of these cards for my divine feminines. I'm going to get a card for my divine masculines, and then we will get a few of the time cards so that we can kind of find a time frame for you here. And remember, not being attached to the time frame is very important as well, because when we become attached to something, we push it away even further from us. But it's okay to get time frames, just kind of like as a, just so it's there, right? I know it sounds like, how do I not stay attached to it, but you want us to have it? Well, that's just how it works. Okay, so the divine feminine flipped over. It says, build your own dreams or someone else will hire you to build theirs. So this to me is telling the divine feminine in this connection to continue working on themselves, continue building up what it is that they're trying to build, really find that support that's going on, right? Then you have whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Remember, we as a man thinketh, right? We are what we think we are. And we aren't what we think we aren't. So thoughts matter. Staying positive is so powerful here. Let's get a masculine card for this reading source. What would you like to say for the masculine energy in this reading? And again, it doesn't matter what you identify with. That's fine. It's just this is where we're at. Okay, so it says, my friends are happy that I'm a part of their lives. Yeah, this is just that thing. Like, they're in it for the family. Like, they are very, very proud about their family. You know, it's like they want everybody to be together. And, you know, it's like, it makes me think of the Lion King here. These cards are their heart of a lion. So they have lions all over them. But right now it does make me think of the Lion King, where it's like they're all this, what do they call them? The pride, right? It's like that's a part of their pride. Their family is their pride and joy. Okay. And this is just something that they're really leaning on those that are closest to them. It says, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Yeah, so I do feel like the energy that we are representing is the masculine, but it can absolutely be the feminine energy. This definitely does clarify, though, the energy that I was getting here. It's like they're really going through it right now, and it's hard for them. It's hard. It's like, oh my gosh, like, what am I going to do? Let's get some time frames on it. Okay, one already flying out. Okay, thank you. Oh, on the bottom of the deck, look. Allow things to come. Exactly, like I was telling you, not being so attached to the time frame here. Okay, and then I think we'll go ahead and we will get some yin yang cards on it. And I feel like we've talked about what the oh my gosh, the shadow aspect is that they're going through. It's going to take a while. Okay, so they're not wanting to give a time frame on this because they're going through it, right? Focus on yourself, do what's best for you. And then we have January. We are in January right now as of recording this. This could mean next January, as with it's going to take a while. Or for those of you that have been on this journey and known about this person for a long time, it could be something coming this January. But again, don't get too excited. What did they say? Oh, that's not the bottom of the deck. I thought it was. Allow things to come. Allow things to come. Don't get so attached to it. So let's get some yin yang. And it's interesting because we do have receive open on the bottom here. It's like allowing source to bring to you what is rightfully yours. Let's get a few of these and then we'll check out your crystal card. All right, source. What else would you like to say for pile one? Whoa, thank you. What else would you like to say for pile number one? Just a few more of these, source. Did you have any others that wanted to come through? Okay, that one wants to come out. Okay, on the bottom, we have third eye and clarity. Yeah, so this is definitely a higher vibrational connection between the two of you. Okay, and you can label it as you will. I'm not here really to put labels on it. Unless a label comes out with the cards, then I will, or within the dice, but we haven't had that. It definitely does feel like this is your counterpart, though. Look, the open and receive still came out. That's great. Great. Still wanted to be seen. Like, source is like, no, I want you to receive this. This is rightfully yours. However, don't be so upset if it's going to take some time. Don't be so discouraged if it's going to take some time. And don't be disheartened, because sometimes the best things in life, they take a while to get. And they don't come easy or free. Yeah, there's a lot of deception and temptation around you. And source is saying, don't fall for that. Like, don't fall for that temptation. Don't fall for those that are going to deceive you. Don't deceive yourself. You're worthy of this higher vibrational love. Okay, the seeds have been planted. Remember, a flower doesn't spring up overnight. Okay, we're not in Jack and the Beanstalk here, y'all. We don't have magic beans that we're planting and sprouting to like a beanstalk that goes all the way up into the sky. That's just not happening. So it's like source is saying, let time unfold. Okay. And then we have the shadow side, the moon, and the dark night. So exactly, this is what I was saying. Like, I don't feel like we have to get the shadow side of this, because I feel like exactly this is confirmation what we were talking about. This is the shadow side of what's coming up in this connection. And I feel like that might be a trigger for you, because this person may not want the whole marriage thing. They want something that's a little less contractual, but they want something that's equally as serious as that. And so with that being something that's highlighted in this reading, just remember, if you yourself are falling into that, being triggered by that, well, I have to have a marriage, I have to have a ring, I have to have this, asking yourself why. Like, what is the belief behind that doesn't allow me to really lean into that this person truly will love me, even if I don't get that marriage contract? Like, what is it that I'm being triggered by? And that's something that you can work on. That's why the shadow side is also coming up here. So let's take a look at your crystal card and see what comes through. So we have Charite. It says vibrations of transformation and deep love radiate from this stone. I love that already. As it cleanses all chakras, its warm feeling remind you to live your life now and not wait to really be who you are. It helps you into a being filled with self-love and deep love for all life in this planet. And that's what I was saying. Whoever this reading is for, the main thing here is to truly focus on yourself. We do have crown chakra energy coming through here as well. So it's like, this is a deep message from source. I know you want love and I know you want it now. I know you're getting impatient. I know you wish it were tomorrow. But what I'm bringing you is something far beyond you could have ever imagined. And I want you to receive it. Okay, I don't want you to fall for something else just because you're getting impatient. Just remember that through that patience, I will bring you exactly what it is that's yours to have. And so don't fall, don't settle, don't allow yourself to get caught in these traps with people who just don't have the same vibration as you. You know, it's okay if you want to go out and date. It's okay if you want to go out and mingle. Source is not against that. What Source is saying here is that don't allow yourself to fall for the people who are sweet talking you because they know the right things to say at the right time. Be real with yourself and find people who are going to be real with themselves as well, okay? But it will come eventually. It could be a whole nother year at this point. It's just keep working on yourself, pile one. So if you feel like this is your reading, why don't you put the dark shadow moon? I think it's a new moon, I'm not sure, but if you put the dark moon down below the emoji and say, I open up to balancing the triggering side of myself and understanding my shadow self so I can open to love, or however you hear that affirmation, leave me a thumbs up. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there and get on out of here. I do want to take a quick second though to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my guides for coming through and giving us this incredible message. And until next time, pile number one, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this beautiful piece of rose quartz, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, then this is going to be your reading on who are you going to marry and when, keeping in mind that these are general readings, so please take what resonates and leave what does not, knowing that as you interact with the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing below, it does allow me an opportunity to directly connect with your energy and get you out more resonant readings. If you are interested in supporting the channel further, you will find all the links below in the description box where you can email me for a personal reading and I'll get you out further information from there. You may also follow me on over to my podcast at Scatter Love Radio, which is just a fun, chill hangout session with yours truly. And I do hope to see you there. Memberships are now up and live, so if you're wondering more about those, if you check out the join button down below where the subscribe button was or used to be, when you click on it, it'll show you the levels that I have available as well as the options that come with each level, okay? And if you are a returning subscriber and viewer supporter, just thank you so much for continuing to support the channel. I truly am honored and blessed to have you here. And if you are new, welcome. This is a reminder that we are all here sharing this human experience, and that this is a safe space to come as your most high authentic self, okay? With that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to get some energies from the dice onto who this person is, and then when we get into the tarot, it will be everything. So whatever comes through, right? So it could be what they're going through, what they've gone through, how you two will connect. Before I do get into that, I did have a channeled message for you, pile two, is that this person is all about self-love, and that's what brings you two closer together. Like, they like that you have your things that you go and work on away from them, and they like that they have their things that they go and work on away from you, and together you come in and you're actually leading a generation into what real love or unconditional love looks like. And that was a huge message that came through right before I started your reading, okay? So let's get the dice and find out a little bit more about this person. Source, who is pile number two going to marry? What messages can you give to us, Source? What would you like to let them know? Who is pile number two going to marry? Can you describe this person to us so we know who they are, Source? Who is pile number two going to marry? Okay, interesting. So we've got the 9th house, South Node, and Pisces energy. So this person is letting go of honestly, what came through was they're letting go of religious beliefs, toxic religious beliefs. Okay. And yes, there are toxic religions out there. There are very toxic religious beliefs, especially ones that are centered and rooted in fear. You know, it's interesting. I started reading this book, and I feel like the thing is they want me to talk about it. Like, it just, I feels like I need to. And it's just interesting. And the book is called Feeding the Soul. It's by Tabitha Brown. It's absolutely an incredible book. I definitely recommend it. I'm like, can't put it down. I have to tell myself to put it down. But she talked about it in there, you know, like, I grew up in a very Christian family. And when I had kids, I was determined that I wanted to introduce them to God, but I did not want to make them go to church, because church became this thing centered in brimstone and hell and all the fear, right? All the fear focused here. And so with that coming through right now, it does let me know that this person is really in the process of releasing their beliefs about religion. So they could be very Christian, very Catholic. They could be Muslim, they could be like Mormon, they could be anything like that has some sort of toxicity that's around the beliefs, rooted in fear to make people believe the masses, right? And that is something that happens. It's like, we in the spiritual realm, we get to experience the creator through our own journey. And that's what makes it so unique. But there's a lot of religious people out there who think that we're like the spawn of the devil, or like we're spreading the worst thing possible. And so you may be a very spiritual person by nature, pile 2. And so that may be something that has triggered this person into forcing themselves to heal it, right? Sometimes we get brought into people who are very, very religious, very toxic religious, very judgmental and very harsh, and like judging why it is that you don't believe the way that you do, or trying to label you in a certain way, like, oh my gosh, they're a succubus, or they're a witch, or they're like just a demon incarnate, or they're the walking devil. You know, like, if you've been there, you know what I'm saying, okay? And this is actually very interesting reading already, but this energy is coming through so strong right now. And you may have come into this person's life and they were immediately attracted to you, but then when they learned about what it is that you believe in or how you believe, it's like all those fears of, oh my gosh, I'm going to go to hell because I like this person. I'm going to rot in, you know, purgatory or whatever it is. I'm going down to the depths of this fiery place that is insane. And, you know, it's like they're just centered in the fear of what could potentially happen beyond death, rather than allowing themselves to live this life, which is what the experience of human is, right? It's just being able to live this life and finding our way around. It's not around fear. It's finding our way through the fear. Okay. And so that's what's going on right now with this person. There's a lot of guilt and shame, and it's guilt and shame for liking you. And I feel like it is absolutely religious based with the 9th house coming through here. This is someone who is very much believing their community, believing everything that they've been told since they were little, believing those fears that were coming through, believing that overwhelming, like, if I don't say my prayers exactly the right way, like, I'm going to be chastised, I'm going to be smite from God, you know, whatever it is. It's like this person lives in that fear, and they're not getting to experience the beauty of an actual connection with the creator, with source, or with whatever it is that you think. It could be the universe, the cosmos, or however, this omnipotent or this omnipresence that's there. They're not able to connect with that because of those fears. It's keeping them in a very low vibrational state. They're not able to follow their intuition right now. And that's part of what they're going through right now. It feels like they're on a very... it doesn't even feel healing. It's like a necessity. If you get what I'm going through here. It's like part of their healing journey, yes, but it's almost like source playing a hand in this. And that's why the two of you came together, why the two of you met, or why the two of you will meet, depending on where you're at on your journey. It's going to be different for everybody, but it does feel like this person held some very harsh judgments about you, or they will, or they are, right? Or they are. And the thing is that self-love is what gets them through. And so the message of self-love coming through in the beginning is very profound, because this person doesn't know how to focus on self-love. They're very used to giving themselves to everybody else. They're very used to letting everybody else tell them how to believe, what to believe, and why to believe it. And I feel like regardless, this person is hindering themselves from a very deep-rooted philosopher within that allows them to speak words of wisdom. And sometimes they may be able to connect with that part of themselves without realizing it. But it doesn't come out very often. And when it does, again, it's just something that's very subconscious. Like they are completely unaware of it at this time. And so they're being forced to see and to face that fear within. So they may be brought into situations where they're meeting a lot more people who are very spiritual or very open to a similar journey like what you have, Pile 2. You know, I feel like even if you are very religious, like you're very much on the lenient side of religion. Like you're not really believing all the hype and the hoopla. Like, oh my gosh, you know, we're all gonna die and we're all gonna go to this fiery place or whatever. Or even if you do believe in hell, like it's like, yeah, but there's got to be some leniency there because we talk about this all-loving God, and it's like, how can this all-loving God judge us for being human when we were created to make these mistakes, right? And that's what it does feel like here. And this person just has a network of people around them right now that are refusing to let them live any other way than how they've always lived. But you do feel like this person is extremely smart. And they're just hiding from their own intuitive psychic abilities. This person may have psychic dreams. They may have prophetic dreams. This is somebody who may have psychic visions. And they're just so scared to actually explore those because they've been told that that's wrong, right? So let's see. Source, who is pile number 2 going to marry? Thank you. And don't get it twisted too. Don't be like, oh, I don't want to marry someone like that. No, like once this person accepts themselves, again, that idea of self-love is coming through. Once this person accepts themselves, like they're going to see how powerful they are and where it was that they were giving their power away. This is just a very rough part of the journey. And it's interesting, really. Yeah. See, they're just not happy right now. They're following the illusions of life. With the 9 of Cups in the reverse, we're talking about illusions that are driving them emotionally. Okay, and look at this. The 6 of Cups came out. Again, that love that I was talking about, the message that I got for you. Look at this. They can't help but be drawn to you. They really do care about you. So even if you haven't met them yet, when you meet them, it's like the draw between you two it's inevitable. Like they're going to be magnetized to you. And they don't want anybody to know about it. Because they feel like you're everything. But they just feel like it's unfair. Like, why would whoever it is or whatever it is that they believe in, why would this God, why would this creator bring pile 2 into my life when they don't believe the same things that I do? And it's like Source is trying to remind them, you have a much greater purpose than being so staunch whatever. Right? And what I mean by that is living in the toxicity of what religions can sometimes bring. I don't feel like religion is a bad thing. I don't. In fact, I've met a very, very many people who are very open religers. Okay, whatever that word is. Religious believers. Okay? And I've met them where it's like, it's cool you believe what you believe. I'm going to believe what I believe, but I'm not going to try and like force you into saying that your stuff is wrong. And that's the stuff that I'm talking about. It's like, if you're trying to bring people closer to what you believe in, the best way to do it is by doing it with open arms. What I was talking about in the beginning with the book, it's bringing them in with open arms, not bringing them in through closed-mindedness. Because judgment and persecution is the fastest way to push people away. And that's the lesson that they're learning here. It's like they see you as an ally. They see you as someone who can help them love themselves in a way like they never have before. They see that you speak a lot of truth, but what scares them the most is seeing that truth and being able to accept it goes against everything that they've known. And above all else, they truly love you. You know, the 6 of Cups in the Tarot Marseille is really that soulmate type of love, really a deep love here. So let's see what else we've got. Yeah, they just aren't ready to face this yet. There could be a father figure in their life, and this could be a pastor even. This could be a council. This could be someone in their church that has, you know, what is it? The deacons in the church, the you know, I don't know all the religions and what they have, but you see what I'm saying? Like, this is somebody who has power in the church coming down on them and making them feel small and belittling them, and feeling like, you know, while the Emperor is not in the reverse, it is facing this Page of Swords, which is giving me this energy of somebody is coming down on them. Okay, somebody feels like they're in the right, they're not being manipulative, and sort of showing like how they're believing right now, okay, how they're seeing things. And then right now, your person in this situation, and again, they could be going through this now, it could be a past situation, this could be a future situation. Energy is fluid, okay? Just like a timeline, time is not linear. And what's going on here, it's like they're feeling like a child again, like, oh my gosh, like I have to pay attention to what this father figure in my life is saying, or what, you know, and this could even be their image of God, right? This could be their image of whatever their higher power is coming in. It's like, God is going to judge me harshly. And it's like they're saying here that they're misconstruing the image of this person. They really feel like this person is grounded and knowing the truth of the truth, but this person is doing their best to get people to convert through all means necessary, is what it feels like, right? The illusions, like they have their back turned to the illusions. Like if I cover, right? And the Emperor's a very interesting character. He's a very powerful character. He knows how to take care of his people, but sometimes they make decisions for the whole of the people that may benefit them, but may not. Right? It's not always a guarantee that it's going to work out for the best. But the Emperor here, if you look, he's from top to bottom. He takes up the whole of the card. And it's like and really from side to side, like he's got this presence about him that is so big. And then you have him, it's like he's trying to cover, like, don't pay attention to what's behind me. I'm going to try and cover up this illusion that I have. And I'm going to be blocking you to get to this love. But this love is going to be greater than whatever this person or whatever this situation is in your person's life. But really right now, it does feel like this Emperor is really trying to block this illusion. Like, no, I'm right and you're wrong. And that's just the way that it is. So this person is, say you're a tarot reader, or you believe in, you know, you could even be practicing Wicca. Like, you could be doing all these things that people have so many misunderstandings about. You could just even be involved in chakras and yoga, you know, and they're just saying like, no, that's wrong. They're wrong. They don't know what they're doing. They're following the devil. Like, it's what I keep getting is that somebody else is telling them what to believe, and they're so used to that. And that's what they're being forced into. And it's like, well, how can I love somebody so much? Like, why would this be? And it's like they're trying to convince your person that, oh, it's just because that's the temptation, right? That's the temptation in life. And your person is just kind of like in this whirlwind of emotion, like what's true, what's real. And when they hear you talk, they're like, but pile 2 makes so much sense. Like, pile 2 makes me feel better. Like, I feel better. But when I come to this person, to get guidance, I feel worse. This could even be a therapist that's in a religious sector, you know, but religion is playing a huge part here in your reading. And it's just something that scares them so much. It's like they really feel like you were sent into their life right now to disrupt them, and that you're not really meant to be together. And that thought scares them even more, because it's like they know that they love you. They know that they care about you. Like, they know that you're not trying to harm them. Like, you've never ever tried to do anything to harm them. You've never been out there like, oh, I'm wishing ill on you or anything. Like, it's like, feel like every time you've met them, you've only wished them love. Like, we have romance here, exactly. Lavish the one you love with personal attention and affection. I feel like this is how you've shown up. You've just given them nothing but love. This is how you will show up. Like, you're just there being who you are, a loving, kind, compassionate person. And it's like you're so generous and so kind with your heart. And yet everybody that they know is so closed off and guarded. And it's like they're just in a conundrum right now. We have number 40 on the bottom with be in the present and dream of the future. When we dream, everything is possible. And so I feel like they do daydream about you, but it's interesting. It's at night. It's when no one's around, when they feel like they can be themselves. That's when your thoughts of you play you know, I heard thoughts of sugar plums dancing in their heads. Like, that's what it is. It's like, it's the sweet things in life. They're like, oh, if only it were a different life, if only it were a different time, or if only I were different, you know? And it's hard for them because this is something that they really feel strongly about. But at the same time, there's something breaking down in them that's saying, what if? Yeah, sing your own song. What if this isn't meant for me? What if this is not the journey that I was always meant to be on? What if there's something more out there? What if I'm not seeing it? What if pile 2 is seeing it and they're showing me that? Oh, but what if my church or my pastor, what if they're right? And again, I have nothing against religion. It's just that this person feels like they've been surrounded by a community that's very much in the toxic sector of religion. It feels very heavy. And they see you shining. Summer solstice radiance. They see you going out there and being happy and free and in love with life and in love with yourself. And they're like, that's what I've been promised being in this church. That's what I've been promised being with this this group, this community. But that's not how I feel. So is pile 2 right or not? And so they're going to have to learn through this that they really are protected by some higher power. It's just very scary. It's just scary letting go of what you've always known. And that's understandable. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, look, Saturn on the bottom. We all know Saturn is the planet of tough love, feeling restricted, experiencing struggle, learning hard work and patience. Letting this go has been something that's been very challenging for them. They're just having the time of their life right now, and not in the best way. So I'm going to also get some of a message for the divine masculine and a message for the divine feminine. Okay, divine femme, you're going to get 2. These flew out. And then I'll also get some time cards. On the bottom, we have Biznatch, a woman who won't bang her head against the wall obsessing over someone else's opinion. This is the energy that you're bringing. This is very clear. Like, you just don't care. It's like you're going to live your life. You're going to live how it makes you happy. And you may come from a very religious family as well, but that may not have worked for you. Like, there just may have been something about it that was just too restrictive for you and just felt like I'm tired of feeling scared about life all the time. I'm tired of living in fear. And so you may have had to face your own fears. And through facing your own fears, you found a deeper love with Source. All right. So this is for the masculine. Let's see what's on the bottom here. My dedication and care for the family will never be overlooked. Yeah, so this is definitely a very strong type of masculine. Like, they definitely take a lot of things very seriously in life. Like, and not in a bad way. It's not in like, oh my gosh, you're overly protective or anything like that. No, like, they just take their duties and their responsibilities very seriously. And that's why they feel like being in this belief system is something that's very serious to them. So we're going to get another time card here. And the time is something not to be so connected to as well, right? Like, we don't want to be so attached to the time, because if we could become super attached to the time frame, we actually push it a lot further away from us. So it's okay to know about it, but it's also just kind of like one of those things like, oh, okay, that's nice. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, not being so upset about it, right? So we do have, wow. Okay, so we've got tomorrow. Tomorrow. Love you tomorrow. It's only a day away. That's interesting. Okay, so this one card, I'm going to get some yin yang cards for you. I'm actually going to pull off the top card because it was the only card in the whole deck that was reversed, and I don't know why. So I'm going to pull it out, and we'll just take a look at it here in a minute. Let's go ahead and see what your cards say. Yeah, number 10. The abundant universe will provide. And this is the energy that they're seeing you in. They're seeing you in this beautiful, abundant energy. Like, you're getting everything that you're asking for. And it's like they've learned that if I trust in God, or if I trust in this omnipresence, like, I'm going to get what I want. But I've never had that happen. And it's like because they don't feel good. Like, they just don't feel good about themselves, about where they're at. And that's hard. So we have number 24, bring your ideas to life. It's number 6, finding balance, a solution. And part of you is the solution, and they're learning that deep truth. But, you know, with electric eel, it's like being shocked. It's just a shock to them, and there's a shock to their system. And they're learning how to release, right? With autumn equinox here, it's like they're learning how to let go right now. But again, it's a very uncomfortable place of change to be in. We have 42, like 24 and 42 coming out together. A lot of blue here, a lot of throat chakra activation. Happiness, what was I saying? It's like they see you as this happy person who's gaining everything and they're miserable and they can't bring anything that they want to life because they just feel absolutely burdened by whatever their belief system is. It's like they just see you so full of life and so happy and so free. And it's like dolphin coming through here with the electric eel spirit, both these mirroring numbers. It's just showing it's like they're seeing you manifest, and they were told that they too could manifest, but I feel like they haven't been able to manifest anything that they want. I feel like it just hasn't happened. It just hasn't come, you know, to fruition for them. So let's see. What else? Oh, look, we have Neptune, dream and transcend. Neptune's all about illusions. Seeing the illusions in life, believing those illusions. It's also connected with the 9 of Cups over here in the reverse. It's not the good kind of imaginings here. My apologies. 1 second. My apologies for that. All of a sudden somebody showed up and I was like, whoa, okay. I had no idea. Okay. Yeah, so it's just like this bad place of being, and they're just seeing the illusion of it, and they're believing the illusion. Neptune is connected with Piscean energy. They could be a Pisces, you could be a Pisces, this could be a Scorpio. You know, definitely a lot of water energy coming in, but learning the truth. And the truth right now is not something that they're necessarily happy about, but I do feel like it is bringing some sense of relief to them. So let's see what the Divine Feminine cards say. A woman who knows her worth is a dangerous one. When no one can use you, play you, or get over on you, you become a threat. And that's the thing, like I feel like this is why, because the Divine Feminine in this energy is really someone who stands out. And that's why it's like everybody's trying to find a reason to play it off like you're the dangerous one, but you're not. Like you're not at all. And that's the thing, it's like for your person here, they're very scared if I don't get a chance to love them, right? This is who they are. This is what they've been going through. It's like, well, but that's not who they are. It's not showing me what they look like or this, that, and the other. No, sometimes it's more about falling in love with a soul. And if you don't understand what a person's been going through, then it's hard for you to know how you're going to relate to them. So it's like learning that that's just what they're doing right now. It's like they're so scared that they're not going to love you. Far too many people are looking for the right person instead of trying to be the right person. I didn't even know what this was. And that's what I was talking about. It's like, you're learning how to become the right person for yourself. And that's why you're posing a threat to so many people, because you're not somebody who follows in line with societal construct. And this person's so scared to stand out from that. We have, it's better to be a lion for a day than a sheep all my life. That's why they daydream about you, because you make them feel strong. You make them feel better about themselves. Okay, time frame here. We have in a few weeks. So yeah, this is something that could be coming very shortly here. And then we have, it's not worth waiting for. So for some of you, it isn't something that's worth just sitting around and waiting on. Okay, because this person may not learn this in this lifetime. They may not. It doesn't mean that they don't love you, but they just may not learn how to let go of those old beliefs that are holding them back. So the card, yeah, look, the card that came out. So we have Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces energy out on the table here. We have nurture and compassion. This is what they feel when it comes to you. Like they want to nurture you. They want to be that compassionate person. But this is also someone who may put you on a pedestal, and they may just be like, oh, pile 2 is far too good for me. Like we're never going to have that. We're never going to be able to be together like that. And that scares them too. But it might not just, like their fear might not be something that brings them close to you as well. So you have to take what resonates and do what's best for you. And I know that's not what everybody wants to hear. Everybody wants to hear they're going to come tomorrow, right? Tomorrow they're coming. Look, we even have January underneath that. So there is, for some of you, they are going to reach out. And for others of you, this is not the person for you. Okay? It's just, you have to follow what's right in your soul. We're here to guide you, but at the end of the day, the decisions that you choose to make are yours alone, right? Because especially with these collective readings, we get so much energy that's coming in all the time. And so it's like you have to follow what works for you. Yeah, on the bottom, we have change and courage. It's going to take them a lot of courage to change what it is that they've been doing. We had Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio fly out, flipped over. Yeah, so it could be a water sign. You could be a water sign. They could have Venus in a water sign. They could have Mercury, I'm hearing, in a water sign. Or South Node in the water sign. There's a lot of growth coming here. Summer could be significant as well. Summertime, I know on the Eastern Hemisphere, I believe, it is summertime. Self-care. What was I saying at the very beginning? I love that this came out because that's the energy that I was getting. There's something about self-care for you that's so important when it comes to love. The more you love yourself, and for a lot of you, it's just going to be the more you love yourself, the easier it's going to be for you to see that this may not be what it is that you've been looking for. Yeah, there's a lot of control tactics here. But I feel like this is this person being controlled by other people. Right? Like, I just feel like they just are at the hands and the beliefs and the whims of what other people, it's like people judging you or placing judgment on you for no good reason, right? They don't even know you and they're placing judgment on you because that's just what you scare them. You became a threat because you love yourself. You know your worth. Yeah, I'm not surprised that this came out. So we've got twin flames energy coming through. This could be a twin flame for some of you. Soulmate for others of you. Like I said, the Six of Cups is a soulmate card. So it's not here to put a label on it. It's just they're confirming for some of you. You're like, oh, I know who this is. And they're confirming that, yeah, that's who this is. Look, we've got Neptune coming out once again. So definitely there's a Pisces involved somewhere. Okay, whether that's the third party, it's you or it's them. Pisces is involved somewhere here with Neptune coming through. Illusions and confusion. Exactly. They're seeing it through rose-colored glasses. They cannot let this go. They cannot let this idea go. Whatever's been holding them back. And it does feel like it is religion. Hold on just a second. Okay, let's take a look at your crystal card and see what came through for you. We have kyanite, and it says a very special stone that retains no negative energy and never requires a cleansing. Kyanite is known to open the throat chakra. Oh my gosh, I love this source. Thank you so much. And encourages self-expression and communication in our world and on the physical plane. Also, it enhances hidden telepathic and psychic abilities. So, you know, I want to be the person that's like, oh, life is always going to be so beautiful and wondrous and rainbows and unicorn farts and butterflies. But let's be real, it's not. It's not. And my job is to be an honest truth teller. And sometimes it just goes against what people want to hear. And I can't be upset about that. You know, and I know some people aren't going to take it well, and I get that. That's okay. But with kyanite coming through here, it's like source showing that the connection that you may have and hold dear with this person in this lifetime is always going to be a telepathic one and a psychic connection. And that may be for some of you all it is that you have in this lifetime, because there's something so profound that you're meant to bring. Okay? And the question here is not whether or not you can be together. The question here becomes, will you be okay, and can you accept that you might not ever be together? And I know there are some people who are out there that go against that. Like, no, if you were brought into this world with your twin flame, you're absolutely going to be together. The truth is that only a fool thinks they know everything. Okay, and I will always say this, and everybody's situation is different. And so if we're trying to put our situation into someone else's cookie cutter version of what they say a twin flame is, or what they say a soulmate is, their person, we're only doing ourselves a disservice, because we're not allowing the truth and discernment for our situation to play its part. We're instead saying, this person says that I have to go after them, even though they have created a situation where maybe they blocked me on social media. I blocked them on social media. Now somebody's telling me I got to unblock them, but I just don't feel comfortable doing that. Or I have to continue to chase this person because that's what I'm supposed to do. Those are those societal constructs coming back in. And yes, they do exist within the spiritual community. But it's been very clear in this reading for you, Pile 2. Sources come through saying, like, regardless of the label that this person has, the only true connection that the two of you have is something that's in the ether that cannot be tainted by the physical 3D, which is right now what is actually happening. We can't choose another person's journey for them, and that includes our twin flame, right? That includes our soulmate. That includes our person. We can't choose nor walk their journey for them. That is for them to do. And whether or not we're connected in this very spiritual way, at the end of the day, it is still a dualistic world and realm that we live in. And they also have free will. And they've lived an entirely different life than you have. And there's no telling what actually makes impressions on their free will, or what makes impressions on them, and why they choose the things that they choose, regardless if you're doing your healing or not. You should never be healing for the hopes of bringing in your twin. You should always be healing for the hopes of becoming the best version of yourself. 3333 on the clock as I'm saying this. Like, Source is being very, very clear here, okay? And the love that really exists between you two is all-encompassing, but it's just not yet met with, and to me, this feels like the divine masculine, but take it as it resonates. You could absolutely be the divine masculine in this connection, and it's the divine feminine that's struggling, okay? Always know that anything is possible. We come from the realm of possibilities, all right? And I just feel like they're struggling right now, and the 3D world has a very tight hold on them. Because of this belief that's coming up, you're so free, you're so spiritual, you must be something that's sent to tempt me into doing something that I don't want to do. That confusion coming through, seeing it through rose-colored glasses, then if this is the way that Pile 2 is with me, then there must be someone out there who is actually on the same journey as I am, and that's what they're looking for right now. That doesn't mean that it won't change. That's just what they're looking for right now. And I apologize if this isn't more higher vibrational energy, but it is actually very higher vibrational message coming through. I just am also connecting with them, and they're in a very lowly state of mind right now, okay? So this is what I see for you. If you feel like this resonates with you, put a little candle down below in the comment sections and say, I allow myself to love myself fully, knowing that my love exists and Source will bring it to me. So you let Source know that you're ready to receive what's rightfully yours, even if it's not what we thought that it was, okay? And leave me a thumbs up. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there and get on out of here. I do want to take a quick second, though, to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel Source, and my guides for coming together to give us this intense and incredible message. And until next time, pile number 2, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this beautiful piece of soda light, if I can get it to focus here, okay? Or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, then this is going to be a reading on who are you going to marry and when. I'm asking you to keep an open mind, okay? Because the first 2 piles were not at all what I expected. And, you know, if you've been watching my readings for any amount of time, you know that I'm always going to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. And so I just feel like I need to say that for you, pile 3. For those of you that came to watch all 3 piles, thank you. And as always, the purple heart is reserved for you down below. You can leave that and say I made it. And I just truly appreciate you. And I'm excited for pile 3 because pile 3 usually always ends on a really bright note. I just want to put it out there, though, to keep an open mind because these were not at all what I expected them to be. And so I never come in here with an expectation, but I just kind of like felt like these were going to go a certain way. And of course, Source always reminds me that Source has plans, and I'm just here, the channeler, I'm the messenger, and so Source working through me. It's Source's gift, not my gift. And so yeah, let's get with it. These are general readings, so please take what resonates, leave what does not, knowing that as you interact with the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing below, it does allow me an opportunity to directly connect with your energy and get you out more resonant readings. If you are interested in supporting the channel further, you will find all the links necessary below in the description box. You can email me for a personal reading and I'll get you out further information from there. You can also follow me on over to my podcast at Scatter Love Radio, which is just a fun, chill hangout session with yours truly, and I do hope to see you over there. And also, memberships are now up and running. They are live. So if you're wondering more about them, if you check out the join button down below and click on that, it is where the subscribe button is or used to be. When you click on that, it'll show you the levels I have available, as well as the options that come with each level. And also, I do want to say thank you if you're a returning subscriber and supporter. Thank you so much for continuing to support this channel and this incredible tribe that I'm so honored to be a part of. And if you're new here, welcome. This is a reminder that we're all here having this human experience and that this is a safe space to come as your most high, loving, authentic self. With that, let's go ahead and get into it and find out some traits about this person with the dice. So who is pile number 3 going to marry, Source? Who is pile number 3 going to marry? What would you like to say today, Source? Who's pile number 3 going to marry? Can you tell us a little bit about them? And then also, I will get some time frame messages today with my time deck. I have an oracle deck that I'm going to be bringing out. And if you hear that thumping, my dog, she's scratching, laying down. Really funny. Okay, so we've got the 6th house Gemini and we've got Venus energy coming in. Awesome. Okay, so this could be a twin. Doesn't have to be. Could be a twin flame. Just got to get that out of the way. But this is someone who's very humble and curious and adaptive to life. Definitely can change on the fly and also likes to take very good care of themselves. Like they may have a very clean cut appearance. This is someone who is very fit, or they do work out a lot. They do like to take care of their body. They do have very, very good hygiene routines. They are very connected with their work habits, their work routines. If they have coworkers, they're connected with their coworkers. If they're a boss, they're connected with their employees. Like this is someone who does take care of others. They're in service to others. They want to help others, right? They may have small pets or animals that they're connecting with. This could be someone that owns a humane society or a pet sanctuary. Like it's not, I feel like it's more or less like more on the pet sanctuary side than anything. Okay. But they definitely have that connection to small animals. They're extremely intelligent. They do communicate how they feel. This is someone who's not going to leave you guessing. Like, do they like me? Do they not like me? Like, what's going on here? Like, what's happening? No, they're going to tell you. This is also someone who networks with everybody. Like they don't know a stranger. Right? This is someone who has never met a stranger in their life, even if they are strangers to each other. Like they just don't know a stranger. They're just very comfortable for people to talk to. They strike up a conversation very easily. They're very, very intelligent and wise in the way they approach people. This could be someone who lives by those rules in How to Win Friends and Influence People. So they may have read that book. I'm not sure who wrote it. I want to say it's Andrew Carnegie, but I'm not 100% sure. So if you know who wrote the book, definitely leave that down below in the comments to help out your other pile number 3s. I appreciate you guys for doing that so much. Just thank you. It really helps. This is someone who has really close friendships. They are very much in this place. They understand the duality of life, and they do tend to stay away from gossip because it doesn't serve them well. They don't like the way it makes them feel. This is someone who's very loving. They're very attractive. They're very much about their relationships and very social. This is someone who enjoys a lot of harmony and pleasure in their life. And this is someone who likes to enjoy the small luxuries, right? They're going to go out and give you small gifts. They're going to buy themselves small gifts. They're very much a very charming individual, very graceful, and super attractive, and someone who's extremely balanced. The attractive part is coming through very strong, so you may be very highly attracted to them. A lot of people may be very highly attracted to them. I do also feel like that's confirmation that they're very highly attracted to you as well, pile 3. So I actually really like this energy right now. It's a very beautiful energy coming through. Okay, so let's get some tarot on it. And I am going with my original deck today. That way then we can just kind of understand the situation. So like I said in the other piles, we'll kind of be understanding with the tarot what it is that they're going through, what it is that they've been through, or what it is that they could potentially be going through, as time isn't linear and energy is fluid. So everybody's at a different portion on their journey. So let's go ahead and ask the cards. Let's see. Who is pile number 3 going to marry, Source? Can you tell us some more information about it? Would you let us know more about who pile 3 is going to marry? What would you like to tell us? They definitely will be falling in love with you. They do love you a lot. I do feel like this is someone who you might at first think is very superficial and just kind of full of themselves, maybe arrogant, but they're really not. Who is pile 3 going to marry, Source? Who's pile 3 going to marry? Yeah, you may have had a lot of failed relationships, and they may have also had a lot of failed relationships because of people only going after them for money. Like, that's the thing that's coming through here, is like there's a lot of similarities and parallel lines here with your guys' journey, because it's like people going after you just for something that you can offer them. But there's been a choice that's been made here for both sides, for you both to live a higher vibrational life. And through that, you're choosing higher vibrational love. Like, neither one of you are settling. And I feel like that's what attracts you both to each other here. Yeah, Source is also intervening here. Source is bringing help. Source, who's pile number 3 going to marry? One more time. Okay, thank you. Some of us gotta take the long way home. Yeah, that's the long way home. I don't know who sings it. It's a country song. But you should check that song out too, because there might be some messages in there as well. It's like some of us, everybody's been hurt. Everybody's been hurt. Something like that. It's like everybody has a broken heart that they don't deserve. Everybody has scars and wounds that they didn't deserve. Like, it's a very beautiful song. It's actually a really great song. I just can't remember exactly how it goes right now. And that's the song that's coming through. Some of us got to take the long way home. So I feel like this has been a long time coming for both of you. Okay, so can you tell us more about who pile 3 is going to marry, Source, and when? And we'll definitely get into that, okay? Wow, this came out in one of the other piles. So you could be someone that has been watching all 3 piles. Okay, which I truly appreciate you being here and supporting me in that way. It really does help the channel out in more ways than one. So just thank you so much. But we've got the 9 of Cups in the reverse on the bottom. We've got the 5 of Coins, and we've got Strength. So there's something that's changing in regards to the way that they see life, or they see love and their emotions, how they view their emotions, how they feel their emotions here. There's some kind of change, right? It's like anytime the 5 of Coins comes out, and the 5 of Coins really, I mean, there's really not a huge difference between upright and the reverse. It is in the upright here, but it's not like a huge difference. It really just means that something huge is on the horizon. Something huge is about to change. So it's like, really, that's what it means. It's just this big change that's coming in the physical world, right? In the physical world. And finding strength here, finding this deep understanding of self, this deep understanding of what's going on within. And ready to give to that too, with the Page of Coins here. Ready to give to that, even if it feels brand new. It definitely feels brand new. Definitely feels like they haven't done this a whole lot before. It feels like maybe this is like a new venture for them. And really digging deep into that. But it feels like they've definitely had this energy around them where it's like they've been fooled by so many other people in their lives. And they kind of let people fool them. They really believe that, right? And they are also in a very complex social situation right now that's very difficult for them. This is someone who like has friends that are like way too involved with their personal life. Like when I say that, I mean, you ever, like the brosifs, okay? Like, and nothing against having your bros and nothing against having your sisters like that, like it's cool. But this is like someone who can't date alone. This is someone who has to bring their first date to their bros, and their bros have to like basically put her out there and either degrade her or build her up. And it's like that type of energy. Okay. Same thing with if this is a woman, it's like she has her sisters that are like that, her friends friends that are like that. They know about their finances, like intimate details about things that really are very personal. There are other people who know that about them. And it's a very like confusing situation for them because it's like they know that it's no good, but they still don't know how to just say enough is enough because they've been giving way too much energy to this group of people. And so there's going to be something that destabilizes this entire structure for them. There's going to be something that comes through that really just lets it go. And through that, they're going to find that they're so much stronger than they ever gave themselves credit for. They're going to learn a whole lot more about themselves. They're going to get the courage to face these challenges, right? And they're going to be able to express themselves in the way that works for them. It's like taking control of themselves, taking control of their lives. And that's really what it feels like here. Yeah, we have the Queen of Swords here. Okay, so we have the the Knight of Wands in the reverse, and we have the Two of Coins in the upright. Yeah, so this could be a romantic situation too that they just can't let go of, right? Especially with the Knight of Wands here in the reverse. Like, they've been having a hard time letting go of a past romantic situation. Someone that just had their hands in everything for this person. Something that was just very unnerving is what I'm hearing. And uncommon. Like, it's kind of like they had that relationship that everybody thinks about and thinks that they want, but it's not really like once you're in it, you're like, oh no, like, you know, I'm not really okay with that. And so there's a lot of things that are going on here where it's like they may be keeping their distance from you, or they may be keeping their distance from other people because they're really trying to find a common ground within themselves. And, you know, they have a problem right now with going back to temptation. So this could be someone that they are continuing to see, even though they don't have a relationship with them, or they're finding people to replace that person in their life. You know, again, with this energy over here, the Nine of Cups, it's all about illusions, right? And it's like we're talking about this energy where it's like they have this group of friends, so they could be finding people to impress this group of friends. You could have somebody that is very sexual by nature and really leans into their sexuality and uses that as a way to give them clout with the people that are around them. And they're really okay with this. Like, it's like not exposed to them yet that this is what they're dealing with, but I do feel like it is coming soon. Okay, there's this destabilization. Something big is happening. A change is on the horizon, where they're going to understand, like, oh my gosh, like, I've been giving my power away to all these people. I've been giving my power away to this situation. You know, I've been giving my power away even to my carnal desires. You know, and this could be a Libra, a Leo, a Pisces, a Taurus, or a Leo energy is very highly aspect in this chart. We could have Gemini in Venus. They could have Leo in Venus. They could have Libra in Venus as well, which would be its home. I believe it's exalted in Pisces. I'm not 100% sure on that right now, but that's what they are telling me. So I'm just going to trust that. Yeah, so they could have Venus in Pisces as well. Or that could resonate with you just as a confirmation that the message is for you. They're just really struggling right now to let go. Like, they really feel like this is what's giving them some sort of like high. Sitting on top of the world, top of the world, top of the world. Okay, Brandy. Yeah, this is like them sitting on top of the world. I'm also hearing the boy is mine. So it's like, it's almost like they're going after the people that their friends would normally go after just to say like, oh, ha, I got that person. So this person's a player. They've been a player in their life, okay? And sometimes with players, like, they can change. I want you to know that they can change, but also sometimes they can't. So you may be playing you may be playing. Yeah, you could be playing them too. You could be playing the player, right? But I do feel like what's going to happen is that you could potentially be marrying an ex-player. Like, they're going to get so sick and tired of it, and you're going to present a challenge for them. And that challenge is going to make them rise up into their strength. And that's really the message that's coming through right now. It's like they're going to get sick and tired of this energy because it's just not fulfilling. Especially the Nine of Cups in the reverse. Like, definitely shows that it's not fulfilling. Like, it doesn't feel good going through this all the time. It doesn't feel good experiencing this all the time. Okay, I guess you're getting two of those. Look, we've got Scorpio energy on the bottom. Intensity, exposing, purging, and renewing. That something hasn't been exposed yet. And so there's going to be something that's exposed to them soon. Or it has been. Again, energy is fluid. So the timeline of this could be past, present, or future energy. Okay? Because time is not linear. It's just not. Yeah, they're going to learn some sense of responsibility. So like what they were living before was just, again, that very immature type of energy. And it's almost like you make them want to be a mature version of themselves. Like they see you and they're like, whoa, like I know I can't act stupid with pile 3. Yeah, they got a lot of passion for you. And I feel like you live in a place of passion with life as well. Like you're very passionate about life. And because of that, like you drive them to find their own passion rather than being in this energy of let me give in to my romantic desires or my physical desires, right? Those cardinal desires. Like, let me give in to that because that's more satisfying, instantaneous gratification rather than going and chasing after something that might take a long time. But it's like they're seeing that something that might take a long time might actually be far more fulfilling. You know, it's far more fulfilling to you when you cook dinner at home, right? And you might be like, really, it's not the same thing, but it is. Rather than going to like McDonald's and getting something that's drive-through, like kind of makes you feel crappy, like you feel all you might have some stomach issues afterwards, you might not, but it just doesn't make you feel that good. Like you feel that oily stuff on your face, and you know, but if you cook at home, maybe you made a homemade hamburger and homemade fries, like that tastes way better than McDonald's. But see, it's like instant gratification. I can just go through the drive-through at McDonald's and get it and it'll be here right now rather than going home and cooking it. But see, you're teaching them that going home and cooking it is better. Yeah, new moon promise. Like you're reminding them that they once were a very romantic person. They were once like in this energy, like I want love, but they had a broken heart somewhere along the line, and that broken heart made them kind of live this life of just, you know, trying to impress their friends. We've got scarab beetle magic works through you and take time out. So you could have been connected with this person for a while and giving them energy, and then all of a sudden you may have checked out. You may have been like, I gotta go take care of myself. I don't want to be in this energy. And suddenly that's what forced them into this energy. Magic works through you. Like they're seeing the magic of their own being because they see it within you. Feels like this all has to do with divine timing. And that's been definitely a message across all 3 piles. Has to do with divine timing. And you're never required to watch all the piles. It's never an obligation. The messages that come through each pile, you know, they are for you. They should be for you. Or there may only be 1 or 2 messages that are for you. We have act as if your partner is here. Whether you have someone in your life or not, act as if they are with you, so you always consider them. So you do feel like they're about to change their ways. Definitely does, to me, looks like very mature fairies, if you will, here, because these are fairies on the card, but they do look like more mature fairies here. So there's definitely a maturing of energy here, and it's like they may be already considering you in their energy. They may be like, you know, I really want pile number 3 if you're not married to them yet, or if you're not with them yet. Like they really do want you. And so they're definitely considering you. Like, would pile 3 agree with what I'm doing? Like, how would this affect pile 3 if they found out what I was doing? Like how, and it's like, this is something that they're definitely asking themselves now. You know, if you went through all 3 piles, it does definitely stand with that energy. It's like, I do feel like this is past, present, and future self. So we're going to get some messages for the feminine and the masculine. The feminine flew out. It says, you're not going to tell me who I am. I'm going to tell you who I am. That's it. You're teaching them how to love you. Like that's it. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like you're teaching this person how to love you. And it's kind of that energy, like you can take me as I am or not have me at all. And that thought is just too scary. Dear Superwoman, let no one dribble you from your happiness. Let no one derail you from success. Be smart, courageous, and determined woman. Yeah, so they definitely see you as someone who is just bold and confident and amazing. You've overcome so many hard things. Like, you guys may be talking right now, or you may not be talking, but they've definitely watched your journey somewhere. Okay, or at least pieces of your journey. Maybe even just like, you know, like an icebergs of, imagine like a 10% of your journey. And it's like every time that they connect with your energy in that way, they notice that you've grown. So the masculine is, I know that calmness is the key to success and I cultivate it every day. Yeah, so they're definitely trying to reconnect with their heart chakra here. Definitely trying to connect with their crown chakra as well and let things like unfurl for them so that they don't have to be so stuck in that energy of like, oh, I got to impress my bros. Like, if my bros aren't impressed, then what am I doing? Let's see what this one is since we have the feminine. Ooh, an injured lion still wants to roar. Yeah, so they're realizing that how they've been playing the game has been very childish and it's not allowing them to stand properly in their energy. And so they do want to stand in their energy here. Let's get some time cards and we'll see what comes out. Can we please have some time frame for this? And as I've told all the piles, you know, never be attached to the time frames that come out, because when we become attached to them, then we actually push it further away from us. Or like, oh, it has to happen within the time frame because that's what the tarot reader said. No, that's not the case at all. It's just that sometimes it's good to have kind of like a base on it, like, oh, maybe it could potentially happen this time, but can you also be okay with it not happening at that time? So on the bottom, we do have more than a year. Yeah, so there's only one pile that the energy was so sudden. Like, it was very sudden, but I feel like it was sudden because someone has to make a choice in regards to the connection, okay? We do have more than a year, and underneath that, we do have August. So, you know, fall time could be of importance to you, to them, to this connection. But, you know, we are in January 2024 while I'm recording this, so take it as it resonates. What do we have? Practice compassion, seeing things from a fresh perspective. That's exactly what I felt. It's like they're seeing things from a whole new perspective. Like, they're trying to see, like, okay, if I do this, how is it going to affect pile 3? They are considering you being in their life. Whether they're coming forward right now or not, that's just, they're in this place of really trying to heal themselves from their past party life is what it feels like. So we do have Jupiter, yeah, growing and expanding. So there's definitely a lot of growth and expansion within this connection with them. A lot of fiery energy here. They could have Sagittarius highly aspect in their chart. You could have Sagittarius in your chart. You could have Pisces and Jupiter. I don't know why that message is coming through, but it is. Yeah. Okay, we're just going to go with it. Okay, so we've got fixed signs, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, stability, persistent, loyalty, and dependability. Like, they want to be dependable in your life. They know that in order to come forward, they have to be in a very calm, collected manner. Like, they can't be coming in expecting you to party like it's 1999. Like, that's just not going to work. Right? It's like you're trying to be stable and grounded on this journey and manifest what you want. And to manifest what you want sometimes means you have to give up that old life of drinking 24/7 or drinking 8 days a week, you know, whatever it is. Right? And I say that loosely because it's like not everybody had a drinking problem, but you know what I'm getting at is that let's go out and party Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night. And then we're only working Monday through Thursday in order to do that again. Like, I don't feel like you're in that energy anymore. It's like you're in that energy of really taking care of yourself and understanding yourself and seeing where you're coming from. And now it's forcing them to let that go. But they may be an older person. Like, this person may be older than you and they still may be acting like they're 21. Okay, like, that's something that's coming through very strongly here. And it's like the only reason that they're acting like that is because they have their heart broken, and that's the energy that it feels like everybody accepted around them, their friends, their families. Like, oh, everybody loves the fact that they're the partier. Like, whenever your person shows up, they know they're going to have a good time. And it's like they're getting tired of it, right? They're getting tired of it. It's like there's a Pink song. Oh my gosh, it's coming through. It's like, I cannot remember the name of it right now, but she talks about how like everybody calls her because, you know, I'm the only one that's up at night. Oh, I wish I could remember that. If you know what song I'm talking about, it was on her album with The Pill. And I can't remember the song name. I wish I could remember the song name. Like, that's really going to drive me crazy. But if you know, comment it down below. If I remember, I will. But I just, it's on that album with The Pill. And it's like, you know, like, you only call me because you know I'm up. Like but that's the type of energy that this person has. Like all their friends call them because they know that they'll answer the phone. Yeah, they're definitely spying on you. This is someone who definitely spies on you. Like they want to know what it is that you're doing, what you're getting into. This is someone who, you know, is very enamored by you, but also scared to death by you, because to be with you means that they have to break down every aspect of their life right now. And it's like, that's what they're trying to do. They're really trying to do that, but it's not something that happens overnight. It's taking time. Okay, so we do have next month. For some of you, they could be reaching out and saying something next month, or just connecting with you next month. You know, again, it's not something to be so attached to. And then on here we have when you release resistance. So for some of you could be resisting this connection. Like, no, I don't want to be in a connection with them. Like, I let them go a long time ago. Definitely, they hurt me. This is not someone that I want in my life. And it's like, there could be that resistance to forgiving them. You know, everybody brings a lesson to us, right? It's like, whether they're there for a lesson, a reason, a season, a blessing, it doesn't matter. There's something that somebody always brings into our lives. And regardless if it feels personal or not, we have to remember that this person is coming based on their own experience and their own perspective from their life. And they may have hurt you without knowing that they hurt you. And some may have hurt you intentionally. But again, it does come from the subconscious. It's their subconscious acting out. This is someplace that needs to heal within us. And so forgiveness is the easiest way for us to let go of our need to be right in a situation, which helps us come into the path of least resistance. Okay. If we put ourselves in a position where we refuse to forgive, we'll always be in a place of resistance, because we'll never be fully open to receiving the blessings that Source has for us. Because we'll always have this feeling like, oh no, I'm going to hold on to this grudge for the rest of my life, knowing that it's going to hurt that person. Let me tell you, honey, that person, after everything was said and done and you exited their life, yeah, it may come up every once in a while, but they are definitely not holding on to it the way that you are. And you holding on to it has no effect on them. They may feel the guilt of it, but that's their business. They got to go through that on their own. Okay? And that's not something that's ever going to affect you in one way, shape, or form. You have to choose to forgive for yourself, not for them. Right? So let's get some yin yang cards out on it and see what comes through here. Yeah, they are definitely very attracted. They're very attracted to you. What else would you like to say here for pile 3, Source? What messages do you have for pile 3? Thank you. What else? Oh my gosh. I can't with this. Okay. That one. No. Okay, I guess those are the ones that wanted to come out. So self-worth and expectations. Yeah, so remembering they're building up their self-worth. Didn't I say that earlier? Like they're trying to regain a sense of self-worth. I'm pretty sure I said that on here. They're trying to understand themselves. We do have Earth sign here. It could be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Look, we have fate coming through here with divine detours, right? Divine intervention. So yeah, there's definitely some sort of intervention that had to happen between the two of you. So if they hurt you, like it was kind of sanctioned by, well, it wasn't kind of, it was sanctioned by Source, not to hurt you, but to force you both into healing something that was imbalanced within your souls. So the first one that flew out was fulfillment, wish fulfillment. So you're like a dream come true to this person, and they're very attracted to you. Look at these. Both are blowing fire, like fire blowers. Like, so definitely they have passion for you. They really do like you. They really have a lot that they want to bring to you. And so they are considering you now, but it's like they still aren't sure if they can come forward. So they are spying, they're watching, they're inspecting. We had that with the Watcher card here too. Definitely checking you out. They are going through their own transformation, right? It's not easy. Pluto energy is rough, right? Pluto energy is difficult sometimes. And so that's what they're going through right now, is their own transformation. There's been a separation between the two of you. Like I said, it feels like some of you walked away from this person. You're like, nope, I can't do this. And so they are longing for you. And what else do we have here? Okay, so it could be an air sign. We got a lot of the signs out tonight. Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, okay? So take it as it resonates. Let's see, is that everything? I think so. Let's go ahead and check out your crystal card and see what it says. Lapis lazuli. Look at this. Balance is what this stone can help with. Wow. Didn't I just say that's the reason why this whole thing happened? Like the hurt came through because there was an imbalance within yourselves that had to be balanced. Harmonizing with your mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical selves. It brings inner peace. When used with meditation, this beautiful stone opens the third eye and allows you to see inside yourself. You'll see the real you. Yeah, so they were brought in to help you see the real you. You were brought in to help them see the real them. And it's been a struggle. Like, it hasn't been something that's been very easy. They really do see you as their wish fulfillment. Like, I wished upon a star, and lo and behold, here comes pile number 3, but I was not ready for what I asked for. Right? And sometimes we're not. Like, sometimes we're just not ready. So whenever we're making a wish or a prayer, we always have to ask, can allow me to be ready to receive this blessing, so that way source brings you into it. And I do feel like there was that said somewhere along the lines here. So maybe you asked for it. Allow me to be ready and open to receiving this type of love. And so in order for you to do that, you both had to be attracted to each other so that you could separate from one another and come into this place of healing, you know, reconnecting with the heart chakra, which is represented by the air signs here, you know, and speaking that truth. Speaking that truth to yourself, them speaking the truth to themselves, you know, finding your self-worth and no longer holding expectations. You know, when we hold expectations, we're the ones who get let down. And realizing that this is all about divine timing. Okay, this is interesting. So the deck was parting, and what's showing here is nostalgia and memory and fears. And we have autumn, Mercury messages, travel, communication. We have freedom, leap, Uranus, and opportunities and healing inner child. So there's definitely a lot of healing going on here. I don't know why it split to that. I was just trying to move the deck and it's like split in half for whatever reason. So yeah, there's just a lot going on here. There's just a lot. But the main thing here is that Source took you both on this. This was a detour. You ran into each other to repel each other so that you could work on that. And you both have been working that through. And it's been difficult. And so Source's main message here, and I know it didn't come out in the cards, but it is coming out in the energies, that forgiveness is key here for you to receive the love that you desire. And remembering that forgiveness is not absolving them from what they did to you. Forgiveness is saying, I no longer hold on to it because it's been hurting me for so long. Okay, so this is what I see for you. If you feel like this is your reading, leave the fire emoji down below and say, I allow myself to open to love by letting go of the past, forgiving those that may have done me wrong, and highly, above all else, forgiving myself so that I can open myself to this true love that Source is bringing, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and leave it there. Give me a thumbs up. I'm going to get on out of here. I do want to take a quick second, though, to thank your guide, your spirit messengers, your angel Source, and my guides for coming together to give us this message. And until next time, pile number 3, stay human. Bye.